This is the one contract I want you guys to be careful for, and it is the one that includes Special Amphibious Reconnaissance Corpsman, Dive Corpsman, and also Search and Rescue Med Tech. Stay tuned. I'm going to let you guys know why not to pick this right now. What is up, guys? You're tuning into Nikki MGTV for another video. As always, you can hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or down in the comments below if you have questions. Make sure you guys subscribe for more content like this. A lot of you guys are not subscribed watching the channel, so I'd appreciate if you guys hit that button to come back for more videos, because I promise you guys it will be worth it. This specific contract, because I feel like it is tricky, and there are a lot of recruiters that do not understand what the words HMATF stand for. Here it is. So to give you guys the background story, there's tons of different specialties as a hospital corpsman. There's psych techs, surgical techs, pharmacy techs, lab techs, x-ray, independent duty corpsmen, morticians, like the list goes on and on and on. And that ends up being pretty much your primary job if you go into that, but you don't have to go into that. I know people think they have to specialize every single time. No, you can be a regular quad zero nothing and they throw you where they want to. That's it. Okay. So I've said that in enough videos, but we're getting into HMATF territory because that is the other type of contract that is offered while you are at MEPS. Now, what does ATF stand for? That stands for Advanced Training Field. Now, that includes the three different branches to include SMT, which is like rescuing people. And then also you have the recon, which is being with the Marine Recon Unit, which MARSOC, that's a whole other mess as well. But anyway, and the last one here is Dive Med Tech. So these are the three branches that you can go into. I do also want to branch off into this because some of you guys do have dental contracts, which is the third type of contract, which is HMDA. Now, you're probably like, this is confusing. You have three contracts. Recap: regular HM, HMATF, HMDA. That's it. Okay. Now, if you do ATF or DA, you are set. You have to follow through with that. And I'm going to explain that here. Regular HM, you can join. Just don't even worry about past A school. You're in the Navy as a corpsman. Now, when you look at ATF, you're like, how do I pick? That's kind of where this all unravels, because from my understanding, I've talked to people that have left with the HMATF contracts, and they do not run PSTs prior to getting to the Navy. And that is important because those PSTs are required in order to do any of those three branches of dive, recon, or SMT. Now, what does this mean for you guys? That means you're at a huge disadvantage not knowing where you're at already going with a contract. And not many recruiters understand this. So I'm educating you guys right here. So if you pick this, you will have to go through boot camp not in an 800 division, which means that puts you back as far as pool work, extra workouts, things like that, which means you could atrophy your muscles and not be as conditioned as people that are going for SWIC, for ND, Navy diver, EOD, things like that. So I don't know why they have not rolled those into the special programs. Maybe there's a manning issue there, but that is what it is. So you're going to have to prepare for that. Then once you get to A school, which is going to be in San Antonio, Texas, with about 70-ish days of training that occur there, you are going to be required towards the end of that to run a PST. But in between when you arrive and when you run the PST, that is literally you're working out every single day. I've talked to instructors that are currently there right now that say you are going to have to be ready to work out. Now, this is where this program is even more tricky, is because you're held up to a higher scrutiny than the regular HM contracts. If you fail a test and then you retake and you fail that one, you will be disenrolled from the program, which could mean you could be administratively separated, maybe sent undesignated. It's really up to the Navy what happens. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Corpsman community is very overmanned, and there's about 80 students per week that are graduating. So you can anticipate it's pretty packed up as far as what we're seeing numbers-wise for the manning. COVID did slow some of that down, which helped certain people out during that time because there was less people coming in. But now that we're revamping back up to where it's at, you can anticipate it's going to be just as hard now. And I added the dental thing onto this as well, because if you are going for dental tech, which is contracted, you will work in the dentist's office. You're going to be a dental tech. I don't know how many times I got to tell people that too. You will be working with dentists the entire time. You're not going to do a regular corpsman job. Yes, you have to pass regular corpsman A school. If you fail out or you have issues academically there as well, you could go to like what's a review board pretty much, but you can anticipate if you can't make it through corpsman A school, you could lose your contract as well and be administratively separated from there as well, which means, that pretty much means you joined the Navy, you went through boot camp and nothing. Now, I know we're going to get some questions as far as like, hey, Nikki, I don't have an HMATF contract. I wanted that contract, but what does that mean for me? So according to some of the instructors I've talked to, that pretty much means that you're going to have to be around all the people that are doing the ATF physical training, being as out there as possible, working out, killing it with PT scores, and then applying. But the issue there is, will there be an available slot? So that's something to consider. Obviously, it's not every hope and dream is broken. You can also screen for recon at Field Medical Training Battalion, which is the training to go with Marines, which is after the A school. So there's that. But and I want to say this is kind of like a sham for people that are trying to do special operations, because I feel like it's not setting them up for the most amount of success. Obviously, 70-something days of training time, that doesn't include weekends, obviously, while you're at Corpsman A school, doesn't give you much time to really revamp back up after 8 weeks of maybe doing just pure calisthenics, or maybe even less intense than what you were doing. So the recommendation for this is, don't pick it unless you're ready to do the PST. And I say this I've had people actually write me that were like in my shape. Okay, put that in context. That were like, hey, I'm going for the advanced training field. And I'm like, what do you mean? Because you're going, are you working out? Are you actually, have you done a PST? Which, that's what this all comes down to. Anytime any of you guys are interested in any special operations, EOD, SWIC, SEAL, recon, dive, whatever it is, the first thing anyone is going to ask you before we even move on forward about the training pipeline, about any of that, is your PST good enough? Which is the test that includes push-ups, sit-ups, run, swim, pull-ups, and there is a whole thing I will link down below as far as how to conduct that. I was not able to find on my personal computer here because I think I need my common access card to access some of the material, sadly. But if you're looking for the numbers that you would need for each one, let me know. I'll write you and let you know. I'm not able to gather that information right now, so I do apologize, because I like to bring as much information as possible. But yes, you need to run your PST. If you are someone with an HM-ATF contract right now and you have not left for boot camp, I need you to run a PST and see where you're at. Now, for the people that want to do HM-ATF but are not able to get the contract, do not worry. Like I said, you can screen, but also if you don't make it through the screening out of A school, guess what? You can always apply out of your first command. It is always in demand, those 3 fields. That's why they have created this pipeline, to try and fill that pipe a little bit more than what we have in the past. So please make sure you guys are physically fit. Make sure you guys are ready to go. And hopefully this helps some of you guys out that are looking to do some of the special operations stuff. Again, this is corpsman specific. And I'm sure a lot of, recruiters out there might be a machinist mate, culinary specialist, something like that, and don't really understand the inner workings of how the corpsman community works. And this is such a niche thing that SARC often gets, misconstrued with a program that is used for assault type stuff. So, I understand there's too many acronyms out there, which can confuse recruiters as well. But again, if you guys do have questions about this or anything else, you can always hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.